There was once a young woman named Zara Okonkwo. She was 25 years old. She was beautiful. She was rich. Her father was one of the wealthiest men in Ogun State. She lived in a big house in a fancy estate. She drove a white Prado. She wore clothes that cost more than most people's rent. She had a private doctor and a personal assistant. And her father had already chosen her future husband, a 40-year-old businessman who wore gold watches and smelled like money. The husband was chosen, the wedding date was discussed, even the house she would move into had already been furnished by her mother. Nobody asked Zara what she wanted. And that, she decided, was not a life. That was a prison with gold bars. One Saturday morning, her driver called to say he could not come to work. Zara could have called another driver. She could have taken an Uber. But Zara Okonkwo was tired of being any rich girl. She was going to take a danfo, a yellow public bus. Her personal assistant, Bimpe, nearly fainted. "Madam, a danfo? With people?" "Yes, Bimpe, with people. I've been alive 25 years and I've never sat in a public bus. That is embarrassing." She left her phone at home. She took a little money. She wore the simplest thing she owned, which was still an expensive dress, and walked to the bus stop. The yellow bus arrived in a cloud of smoke and noise, and that was where she first saw him. His name was Emeka Duru. He was 28 years old. He was lean and dark-skinned, with eyes that seemed permanently amused by the world. He noticed Zara standing at the bus stop looking confused. "You sure you want this bus, auntie?" "I'm 25. Don't call me auntie." "Okay. You sure you want this bus, fine girl?" She almost turned around, but she had made a decision, and Zara Okonkwo did not unmake decisions. She climbed in. He squeezed her next to a woman carrying a live chicken and an older man who was already asleep. The bus lurched forward. Music from the driver's old phone competed with the noise of the road. Zara sat perfectly still, taking it all in. Emeka moved through the bus, collecting fares. "Where you dey go?" "Yaba. I want to see Yaba Market." "You've never been to Yaba Market." "Because nobody wears what you are wearing to Yaba Market. 200 naira. She paid. He gave her exact change and moved on. She watched him walk, the way he managed 15 different passengers who all wanted different things. He was calm the whole time, genuinely, peacefully calm. Like this chaos was not chaos to him at all. It was just life. When the bus reached Yaba and she climbed out, she said, "What's your name?" "Emeka." "What's yours?" "Zara." "Nice name. Don't get your dress dirty in the market, Zara." He said her name like it was just a name, not Madam Zara, not Miss Okonkwo, just Zara, a person. She had forgotten what that felt like. She went to Yaba Market. It was loud and overwhelming. She bought a scarf she didn't need and ended up laughing, genuinely laughing for the first time in months. On the way back, she took the same route, same bus. Emeka saw her get on and said nothing, just raised an eyebrow. But for the first time in 25 years, the choice was hers, and that felt like everything. Sometimes you have to ride a yellow bus to find out who you really are. Every Saturday for 6 weeks, Zara took the yellow bus. She told herself it was about freedom, about seeing real Lagos. She was lying to herself. It was about Emeka. He had been working that bus since he was 19, the year his father died and left 3 younger siblings in his care. He was putting his sister through secondary school. His brother had just gotten into university. She told him she was getting married to a man she had met twice. He didn't say, "I'm sorry." He didn't say, "That's terrible." He just said, "And you want to do it?" "I don't know." "Then you already have your answer." She thought about that for 3 weeks. It was Bimpe who cracked. The chief's wife sat her down and asked what Zara had been doing on Saturdays. Bimpe told her everything. Mrs. Okonkwo was not a shouting woman. She went very, very quiet when she was angry. She came to Zara's room that night. "You've been talking to the conductor." "He's a person, Mama. He has a name."
I'm not angry because he's poor. I am angry because you are playing with fire. Zara said nothing. The following Saturday, she didn't just ride the bus. She waited at the park afterward and asked Emeka if he wanted to eat. He looked at her. Zara, what are you doing? I think you're the most interesting person I've met in years, and I'm running out of Saturdays. They ate rice and stew on plastic chairs and talked for 3 hours. When he walked her to the bus stop, he said, I am not a project. I'm not something you try and then put down when the wedding date gets close. I know that. Okay, same time next Saturday. Chief Okonkwo found out on a Tuesday. A photo was sent. He called Zara to his study. Tell me my daughter is not running after a bus conductor. Daddy, you arranged my entire future like you are scheduling a business meeting. I have never once been asked what I want. You will not see this boy again. Zara went to Emeka and told him everything. He was quiet for a long moment. Go and meet your father's man on Friday. Look at that life with open eyes, and if you still want to blow it up with your whole chest. Mr. Adeyemi was exactly as she remembered. Well-dressed, polite, a good match on paper. She went home and called her mother. Zara went home and called her mother. Mama, I'm not marrying Mr. Adeyemi, not because of Emeka. Because I am 25 years old and I have never once made a decision about my own life. Not where I went to school, not who I spend time with, not who I marry. I am not ready. And if I ever do get married, I want it to be my choice, not a business arrangement made over a table I wasn't even invited to sit at. Her mother was quiet for a long time. Are you in love with this bus conductor? I don't know yet, Mama. I know I'm not in love with Mr. Adeyemi, and I know I cannot build a life on a man I feel nothing for, no matter how good his family name is. Another silence. Okay, I'll talk to your father first. Give me 2 days. 2 days later, Mrs. Okonkwo had a long, private conversation with the chief. Nobody knows exactly what was said in that room, but it lasted 2 hours, and when it was over, Chief Okonkwo did not speak about the Adeyemi arrangement again. It was quietly ended. No announcement, no drama. The kind of ending that powerful families prefer. Zara went to the bus park that Saturday. She found Emeka where she always found him, calling out stops, making change, managing the beautiful chaos of a Lagos danfo as if it was second nature. Because for him, it was. He saw her and slowed down. How was Friday? She said, I dismantled it carefully and handed each piece back. And your father? My mother handled him, for now. He nodded slowly, reading between the lines. He understood what for now meant. This was not over. There would be more conversations, more pressure, more eyes watching. Her world did not let things go easily. And us? He asked. There's no us yet, she said, but I'd like to find out if there could be. He studied her face for a moment, this woman who had ridden his bus for 6 Saturdays just to feel something real. Then he reached over and handed her the conductor's apron. Come on, the bus leaves in 5 minutes. You're helping me collect fares today. I don't know how to do that. I know, that's the point. She took the apron, she tied it, badly. He laughed, the first time she had ever heard him laugh, and for a second the whole bus car felt lighter. She climbed on. She didn't know if it would work. She didn't know if her father would stay quiet, or if the gap between their worlds would prove too wide, or if love built on yellow bus rides and plastic chairs could survive the weight of real life. But she was done making safe choices, done living inside a future she never designed. For the first time in 25 years, the decision was hers. And that felt like everything.
If Zara's story moved you, if you've ever felt like your life was being planned without you, drop a comment below. Tell us, did she make the right call? And if you're new here, subscribe. We tell Nigerian stories the way they are meant to be told. No filter, no shortcuts, just the truth.